Hello, this is Cuckoo. I've got the headset on now because this place is full of sound. As you can see behind me, I'm at Musikmesse in Frankfurt, and this place is really full of stuff. I think I said that, but I'm just overwhelmed of how many things are going on here. And I thought about going to Hacken Audio and try out their excellent and very special instrument called the Continuum, and it's a very special instrument. I'm gonna turn the camera here, and what you're looking at here is a sort of a foam based material. I'm gonna press it. Very squishy material. I'm gonna ask the guys to kind of introduce me to it, and then I'm gonna have a go at it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm Ed Egan. I'm at the Musikmesse 2014, and I'm here at the Alex 4 booth showing the Continuum fingerboard in front of me. This here is the full-size Continuum fingerboard. There's also a half-size version. Also at the show, we have our expander module, the Egan Matrix, which triples the polyphony of the internal sound engine that's inside the Continuum. You can control the internal engine through something like a Kenton controller or any MIDI controller. We also have a software editor that runs on Mac or PC. It's called the Continuum editor, and inside this editor, there's access to our synthesizer, the Egan Matrix. So you can do tweaks to play any of the preset sound library that we have in there, or do tweaks to them, or create your own sounds from scratch. Okay, so I'll just go through and play a few of these sounds that we have. And I'm going to put the mic down in between. So this first one is a sort of a full range solo string sound that we have. Each finger is individually tracked, so you have the ability to do pitch sweeps in multiple directions for every single finger. Here is a marimba-like sound. Yeah, that's a nice one. So that sound is showing the subtlety that you can get with the amplitude just by playing in the Z direction, the pressure of it. So using it as a mixer rather than having keys. Every single key is a complete independent amplitude control. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other specific questions?
I'd like to try it myself.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're welcome. What about the voice horn?
I just tried this fantastical instrument. It's called the Continuum by Harkin Audio, and I'm here with one of the engineer behind the technology. His name is Leopold. He's going to tell us more about what it is.
Yeah, so in a standard MIDI keyboard, the interaction with the synthesizer is just starting and stopping things. So the life of the sound is canned in the synthesizer, and so the idea here is to use your fingers to really shape the sound more. And I've been working on this since early 80s, so a long time. And finally in the late 90s, I started selling them. And yeah, so this is where we are now. The technology in there is electromechanical, and it's quite expensive to build actually, but quite accurate. What's on the top is this neoprene, so it's like diver's outfit. On one side it has nylon, on the other side it's just rubber. And so that's what you're touching. Neoprene is nice because it's extremely uniform, and your fingers are very, very sensitive to any sort of non-uniformity. So then underneath that there are these rods that are machined, and they are supported by they're aluminum rods. They're supported by piano wire springs. So they're good springs. In the end of each of these rods is crimped a magnet. So underneath that then is underneath this spring-supported rods, there are magnetic sensors, Hall effect sensors. And those then go through an ADD converter and go into a signal processor that tracks the fingers and also makes the sound. Well, I tried this technology very early on, but I tried many, many others, including capacitive and inductive technologies and various other technologies, and this was the only thing I found that was accurate enough.
What's your background coming into this? Are you a musically interested technical designer?
Well, I come from a musical family, and my parents, my mom especially, forced me to play violin and then later viola every day for most of the years of my young life until I was about 20 and had the freedom of college. I was never very good, but I learned enough playing in orchestras and quartets and playing pit orchestras and such. I learned enough about music to know that the synthesizer world could really use more a variety of controls. I mean, right now the MIDI keyboard's a great instrument, but it's only one of many possibilities, and so I wanted to offer another possibility.
There's one thing to build the actual hardware and to design it to interact the way you want it, but there's got to be a processing power and someone who writes a program and all that. Are you the one writing the software as well?
Yeah, so I designed all the hardware. I didn't start out knowing much about mechanical systems, but it turns out that I cared more than anybody else about it, so I asked for lots of help, but in the end I muddled through it myself over the years. And yeah, the DSP board in there, I designed that also, and I write all the optimized signal processing algorithms. So knowing hardware and software has really helped. But I'm not a very good musician, so working with Edmund Egan and then more recently with Christophe Duquesne and various other people very closely, we designed a synthesizer where I do all the low-level signal processing, all that, but the design of the synthesizer actually came from Edmund Egan.
For me, you sound like a really talented person with a lot of skills, and putting it all together is what I call the sort of genius in my ears. And
you'll notice, so I didn't play for you, right? So I'm not that good a performer, but at least I know enough to back off when I know I don't know it.
Somebody cares about how the instruments performs, and then take it to a level where musicians can really take it further.
As a child, I got to know a violin builder in Lübeck when I was visiting in Germany, and it's the same thing there. He has a very good violinist play. He himself can play well enough to tell that the instruments are good, but in the end, he has somebody else perform for him. And yeah, I finally figured out myself, yes, that's what I should do too.
Very, very nice. And I am so pleased to meet you and pleased to have tried it out. And I know there's a price tag that is a bit steep, but you know, a violin isn't cheap either. So a serious instrument has a serious price tag.
Well, and also there is sort of a problem with modern electronics. People expect electronics to make their life easy. And you expect to buy an expensive synthesizer, sound great right away. Well, so this has the problem that if it's sitting in the synthesizer store and you try 5 different synthesizers for 5 minutes, this is not what you're going to sound best at, so it's not what you're going to buy. For that reason, it's still a one-man business. I build them in my basement with help from my father-in-law, and I still have a day job to support the family. So if it were mass-produced, it would be much less expensive. I mean, it's much simpler than, say, an upright piano, and really shouldn't cost more than a mid-level upright piano. But since it's small quantity, that makes it expensive.
Yeah, but that's where we're at now, and you know, some instruments are a bit narrow in who they're for, and today maybe it's a bit narrow, but as time progresses and digital and synthesizers are taken more and more serious every year, I think we could see a future where this has a broader audience after a couple of years. At least that's how I see it, and I can't see why not.
Well, thanks for your interest. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you, it's been very nice. Thank you.